I'm Adam Post. This is the Secrets of the ComicsGate Network series. I've done over 40 of these videos. I'm doing more of these videos, and I'm an independent comics publisher. I've been publishing comics for a long time, since I was like 16 years old. My first comic went into comic stores. That was a couple of decades ago, but I've published 1,000 comics since, all kinds of comics, black and white, color, different things, and ComicsGate is fantastic. ComicsGate is an online network. It's a promotional group. It's a bunch of people helping each other put out great comics. That's what it's all about. So what I've been doing is just kind of discussing my experience with ComicsGate. I've published 2 comics so far. The second one did really better than the first, and you'll find that if you keep your promises. People will trust you. They'll buy more of your books. And people tend to ask me questions. So I speak from experience from publishing comics for a long time prior to ComicsGate, and also publishing while being a part of ComicsGate. And it's a great video series. I love doing these. So I'm going to do more of these. So the other day, a good friend of mine asked me, when should I launch my project? Meaning his Comics Indiegogo ComicsGate project. And there are a couple of issues related to that. There's actually probably a bunch of issues related to that. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to give you my basics on this. And there are also a whole playlist of like 40 plus videos that you can kind of check out and see if any of that information is helpful to you. It's really almost like chronicling my experience with crowdfunding and working with the great ComicsGate guys who've been amazing to me. Before I do, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. This way you'll stay updated on everything that I'm doing. I really appreciate that. So there are 3 things that I think are really important to think about when you're going to decide to launch your project. These are my 3 main things. Number 1, make sure you understand all your costs. So what is it going to cost you to ship? What is it going to cost you to print? Are you paying other creative people? Are you doing your own book? I do have a suggestion on a printer, but there are multiple printers. You should check people out. Everybody's had kind of mixed experiences sometimes with printers. So at least to get an idea of pricing, get the numbers down. Know what it's going to cost to print. Know what it's going to cost to ship. Secondly, make sure that whatever promises you're going to make in your campaign, you can keep. What do I mean by promises? I mean by like ship date. Now, a lot of people, ship on time. Do everything you can to ship on time. Have as much of the project done in advance as possible so that you can ship on time. Or at the very least, plan out your project so that you know you're going to be able to ship on time and deliver what you promise. Why is this important? Look, you want to produce the best possible book you can produce. You want to make sure people are thrilled when they get their project. At the same time, you want to develop a reputation as somebody that delivers. Why do you want to do that? Because look, my first campaign, I did like $5,000 on the first campaign. On the second campaign, we did $25,000 when it closed. So $25,000 ain't $1 million, but that's a pretty big improvement. That's great. It's fantastic. And why? Because people do get stressed out and they feel uncomfortable when they're waiting on stuff. They don't even feel comfortable asking for it. So make sure, however you set things up, and I have some resources in terms of estimating costs in my playlist, but just make sure everything is kind of set and good to go. And you could also do #ComicsGate. Ask other people who have the same hashtag on Twitter. Any questions that you're not familiar with, you can also hit me up directly for questions. But know your business so you can keep your promises. That's numero uno for me. Number 2, an email sign-up list. What is an email sign-up list? Well, Indiegogo has, and I'll put a link to this in the description of the video, they let you do a sign-up list. This is my sign-up list for my upcoming book, The Mermaids. And the sign-up list is very simple. It allows you to collect email addresses of people that say they want to be notified when your comic is published. Why is that important? Well, because look, a lot of people have interest in what you're doing, but they have busy lives. They have a lot of things going on. They can't follow you around on social media and try to anticipate, like, all right, Adam said he's launching October 2020. So I'm going to just mark that on my calendar. People don't do that, but people will sign up to an email list if they are interested. So Indiegogo provides this as a free resource, doesn't cost you anything. Keep in mind, it only stays live for 6 months. Okay, so you basically got 6 months to launch your project. They'll collect your email addresses. If you don't collect them after 6 months, your access to those email addresses disappear. So you need to, it gives you a good 6 solid months. You don't have to wait 6 months, but create some awareness as much as you can. Get those email signups done. Even Ethan Van Sciver just started this year in 2020 himself, collecting it for his campaigns. The most successful campaigns in ComicsGate and the most successful crowdfunding really anywhere. What is he doing? He's got email lists. What should you be doing? An email list. How do you know your email list is successful? You need, this is rough numbers, you need at least 10,000 names, you need at least 100 names to anticipate that you could do about $10,000 in sales. That is not a guarantee that if you get 100 names, you're going to definitely do 10,000 in sales. Doesn't mean if you get 1,000 names, you're going to definitely do 100,000. Doesn't mean that. But from my experience, the people who get about 100 names do about $10,000. People that get about 200 names do about $20,000 because you've expressed some interest. If you can't get 100 names, do not even dream of doing $10,000. Even if you need it, it doesn't matter. It means you haven't marketed enough. So you need to promote your project more. What's the name of your project? Do people know what it is? Do people know who you are? Have you been on YouTube shows? Have you been in YouTube chats saying hi? Have you been on social media promoting your project? If the answer to all those things is no, then you probably don't have a list of 100 people signed up who are interested in your project. And when you do this email page, you can do a little video. This is part of my trailer for The Mermaids, done by Ted Zagaro. Great video guy. I recommend him highly. It's interesting. So when people go to the page, they're able to sign up and they see like, okay, that's a little bit of a taste of what you're doing. I'm kind of interested. Great. Or they're not interested, whatever it is. We've done well on signups. And I launched that with a mini trailer. So it's better than College of the Dead graduation day. We've gotten, about 300% of the signups that we had on College of the Dead graduation day. That doesn't mean we're going to do 3 times the amount of money. But it means hopefully we do at least around the same range, maybe better. You never know. People may love your project. They may not be interested in your current project. Maybe some people love zombies. Other people love mermaids. Who knows? But if you don't have 100 names in the bank, ready to go, of people that signed up to be notified when your project is launched, you ain't ready to do more than $10,000 in your campaign. Straight up. Clint from Sweetcast, who everybody loves Clint. He's great. He's got a successful campaign going now called Fatal. It's his 3rd campaign. He always recommends people have at least 300 email addresses to work with. And Clint has done in the past on his campaign for his closest roughly $30,000. The numbers click for Clint. They click for me too. I happen to do better on College of the Dead graduation day than that 100 to the ratio. We had less than 200 names on College of the Dead graduation day when I launched it. So we did a little bit better, but it was sort of in the universe of this $100 to $10,000. The third bit of advice I have to give about launching a project, and we have talked about this, all the ComicsGate guys, we do feel that between November and January 31st is not a good time to launch a project because, well, November, of course, right after Thanksgiving particularly, and January 31st. Why? Because people are involved with the holidays. They're spending a lot of money on the holidays. Doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means, it's like going swimming in October if you live in the Northeast. Like, maybe a little cold out there. You may not get what you want out of it. So keep in mind that isn't a great time zone. So your 3 main factors for when should I launch my project. Number 1, you got to know your numbers so that you can deliver what you promise. And ideally, even a little bit extra, maybe an extra trading card. Stretch goals are great. But if you can give someone a little bit more than they expected when you deliver your product, it's even better. But don't not keep your promises because it dings your reputation. You will pay a price for it. And trust me, it's not really worth the trouble. So get a good foundation to understand your costs and understand what it's going to take to deliver. Make sure you can do it. Number 2, your pre-launch on Indiegogo. You got to do it. Don't not do this. Don't be like, well, some people kind of know who I am. They kind of said I'm cool with them. Like, you want a list of people who you can send an email to saying, hey, tomorrow I'm launching The Mermaids. It's amazing. Can you please support me? Keep an eye out for it, okay? I'm really excited about my project. And then the day of, where you can send an email that says, yeah, we just launched The Mermaids. We're live. Will you join us on our campaign? Will you help me promote this? If you can't buy it today, and I hope you've set this money aside that you can, but if you can't buy it today, can you help me promote this? Get the word out there on social media. Let's make this campaign successful. You want to be in a position to do that. You can't do that if you can't direct a bunch of people who've already signed up that are interested in you. So get the email list done. And again, stay away from Thanksgiving through January 31st. If you have to, you have to. It's kind of a dead zone. You're going to do less business during that period. I might do something like that on like on a second chance campaign or something like that, or like other smallish project. I might do it. But I certainly wouldn't do it for something I've been spending months talking about, such as The Mermaids, the new ongoing full-color series that I'm publishing. It's kind of like Game of Thrones with mermaids. EpicMermaids.com, check it out. And College of the Dead Graduation Day. If you haven't picked this up yet, I think you're going to really like it. Check it out. You can get any of the books already because they shipped on time. There's still some in stock. You can also get the prequel book. So this is College of the Dead Graduation Day Book 2. Book 1 also already shipped, and I'm working on Book 3. It's not ready yet, Book 3, so you're not going to hear that much about it from me until I really see, I know what my completion date is, so that I'll tie that to the launch date. Because I like to deliver what I promise. I try to keep my promises in that kind of framework where I know I can keep building momentum with my reputation when I do it. Highly recommend you do the same thing. Definitely, I want to see comments below. What other kind of videos would you like me to do on this subject of launching projects, marketing projects, promoting projects? Do check out the Secrets of the ComicsGate Network video list, that playlist, because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of stuff in there. I didn't even realize how many I did, but man, I did a lot, which means I'm meant to do more, and I will. All right, I'll see you again soon with another video, and if I don't see you, I will miss you.